Okay, so mates, welcome to the Honest Fashion Academy. My name is Justice. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. We are 1,000 subscribers and counting. I'm so grateful, and I hope that we'll continue to make progress to as many as possible. Welcome to my channel. In this channel, we teach, we illustrate sewing tutorials, we talk everything about fashion, and I hope that you've been enjoying it so far. So, today we're going to talk about dart manipulation. This part of or this aspect of fashion, this aspect of sewing and all that is very unique and very important, especially to a pattern drafter. This is one aspect of fashion designing that a pattern drafter has an upper hand than a freehand tailor or a designer. Okay, so you want to do everything possible to understand this, especially the basic aspect of that manipulation. Once you are able to understand what that manipulation is and how you can go about it, and of course, the only limitation you have with that manipulation is the limitation that you place on yourself. If you do not have any limitation on yourself, you can go to any length you want so long as you know what you're doing. Your creativity is what will guide you. So, without wasting much of your time, of course, we will not waste the time here. What is that manipulation? So, in its basic terms, I'm just going to explain what that manipulation actually is. I hope I'm not running too fast. I just need someone who has been hearing about that manipulation to actually understand what that manipulation is. Now I'm going to use something like this. This is okay. Let me use something that you can see clearly. This is a basic block. I hope you see it very well. We have the bust darts here and we have the waist darts, right? Now these are basic darts. Once you draft your pattern, you either have the bust darts or you have the shoulder darts, and then you have the waist darts. Now, how do you manipulate this dart, which is the dart manipulation that we're talking about? In a basic terms, the relocation, the transfer of this basic dart from one location to another location, that is what we mean by dart manipulation. Taking the position of this dart or changing the position of this dart to another position. You can have it anywhere around your pattern. Okay, let's assume we have um darts on this pattern and we do not want to sew the bust dart, we do not want to sew the waist dart. We just want to sew the dart, but let it be in a different position aside from here and here, or even the shoulders. It's very possible for you to transfer this dart, and of course it's not going to affect the fit of your garments. It's not going to change anything on your garment. The only thing that will change is the position of where the dart is. Okay, we have two um methods of transferring the dart. We have the single dart series and we have the double dart series. In the single dart series, you're transferring the dart in one position, right? If you want to have the waist dart, you just have the waist dart. There's nothing like the bust dart. Take the bust dart, put it inside the waist dart, and it's just one. You want to have a shoulder dart, let it just be a shoulder dart. You want to have a CF dart, let it just be a CF dart, just in that one position. That is a single dart series of dart manipulation. And then we have the double or two dart series. You can have the waist dart, and then you have this is a double dart series of here, two dart series. Or you can have the waist dart and the shoulder dart. You have the waist dart and the CF dart. You have the waist dart and any other dart in any other location. And of course, it's equally possible to get the waist dart, put it somewhere else, and then transfer, share it in between two different places aside from the waist dart. Okay, so like I said before, the limitation you place on yourself is the only limitation you have as long as that manipulation is involved, right? And of course, to transfer this that to other locations, you also have two methods of doing so. You have the slash and spread method, and you have the pivotal method. These two methods are very okay. If you're okay with the slash and spread method, that's fine. And if you're good with pivotal method, that's professional. No one is more important than the other. Okay, so I will be showing you, like you can see what I'm wearing. This is dart manipulation. The dart has been manipulated. I don't have the waist dart, I don't have the bust dart, but there is that. And you can see it's well fitting even to the back. Okay, but there is that. You can see the lines and everything. It is well manipulated. So even if you're a freehand person, I would encourage you to learn about that manipulation, even if you want to be doing freehand on paper. Okay, it's very important as it's going to widen your creativity to whatever length you desire to go. So I will be showing you on paper how to move the darts using the slash and spread method, how to move the dart from one location to another. Maybe in another video, I'm going to show you how to use the pivotal method to move the darts from one location to another location. That is just the basic principle or the basic knowledge of that manipulation, moving your darts around your basic block or around your bodies. And of course, it's not just on the bodies, it can be on the skirt, it can be on the gown, it can be in any garment that you choose to make. I hope this is making sense to someone. So let's go over to the table. Okay, to transfer your dart legs or dart apex must touch the bust apex or the bust point so that it will be easy for you to transfer them. If it doesn't touch to the bust point, it will not be easy for you to transfer the darts. Now we want to bring the bust dart into the waist dart so that we can begin to transfer what we have, right? I'm going to, for us to transfer it, I'm going to cut this place open. Then we close this part. We're going to be overlapping the bust dart this way. You can see what I just did. We overlap and then we close. We're probably going to cut out this waist dart so we don't have it again. Now our bust dart has been transferred to the waist dart. Then you get your masking tape and tape it down. This part isn't part of what we need. So this is our waist dart. From this waist dart, we can now transfer it to different positions that we want. But basically, we have about 10 basic positions with names. We're going to begin with number one, which is the French dart. Now the French dart is usually between the waist dart and the bust dart. So around here we have our French dart. And what are we going to do using the slash and spread method? We're going to connect a line from the bust point to where we want the dart to be. This is a French dart, which is number one. And what are we going to do? Just the same way we closed the bust dart, we're equally going to slash this place open and close our waist dart. By so doing, we have transferred our waist dart into the French dart. You can see what we have. The location has changed. So when you make this to be on a full open bodies, and this is where you're going to be sewing your dart, no longer here or here. So you get your masking tape as well and tape this part down. Now we've taped it down and this is where our dart will be. What we're going to do is to add paper underneath and then close it up like we want to sew it. You can see that once you close this part up, it forms the bust which we want. It forms a very nice look so that when you sew it, your bust is just going to be relaxed. And of course, we are not going to sew straight up to this bust point. We're going to shift it down because the bust is not supposed to be pointy. Nothing should get to this bust because of the nature which is round in shape. So we're going to give it a little bit of space, just the same way you suppose sew your normal that you come down by half inch, 1 inch, and then sew to that point, which forms our dart apex or dart point, while this is the bust point. I hope I'm not running too fast. So one more that we're going to be taking is the we're going to be transferring to the CF neck point area, and this is our CF point, neck point. We're going to be slashing at this point and then transfer what we have here into this place, right? So we slash up to the point, but don't cut it entirely, and then we close this part up. You can see where our dart is. Now this place, excuse me, is just going to fit you normally once you sew your clothes. This is where we're going to be transferring our dart. You can choose to sew it, you can choose to use it to create any other design, gathers, pleats, whatever you want to have at the upper part. So we're probably going to close this part down. We no longer need it. What we need is here waiting for us. So this is, I'm just showing us the basic way to transfer our data. Of course, this is the principle of that manipulation. Once you understand the magic around relocating the dart from one position to another, you can use it to do whatever you want to do. Of course, this has to be done on paper because it's practically not possible to cut your garment and transfer that this way, right? So as it is like this, we can now transfer on our fabric, and like I said before, we're going to be marking out where we want the dart point to stop or where we're going to be sewing, comma by 5/8 or 1 inch, and then connect it back to the dart legs. These are dart legs. So if we want to sew it, we're going to sew and stop somewhere around here as our dart apex, and this is the bust apex. I hope this makes sense to someone. Okay, so mates, I hope you understood something from this tutorial on how to transfer your data from one location to another, which is the principle of data manipulation, right? And which is a unique aspect of fashion designing. If this so much makes sense to you, please give this video a thumbs up, share it, like it, subscribe if you have not subscribed to this channel. And I promise you, we are going to have amazing journey together. Do you like my dress? Wow, I can make this for you if you so want it. Chat me up on our WhatsApp. The link is in the description box, and let's get talking. See ya.